Right now, talking to G.J. Reynolds, my good friend here. Last couple of weeks, you've heard from him with The Playful, Powerful Warrior Within You. It's a fantastic book. You can order that, no question about that. We'll talk about that in a second. Coach Brown was on with us, Dale Brown, the longtime LSU legend. And now we get a chance to talk to G.J. about some fun stuff, the Final Four. And, boy, if you had in your bracket, man, Butler and VCU, I want to see it. You better send that to me.
I don't know how many people had those two teams other than the people that go to those schools and are fans of those two schools. Outside of that, I don't believe anybody had it. And I all four of the teams I had in the Final Four didn't make it.
No question. You and me both. I had Ohio State winning it all, but I was sleeping at the wheel. But the playful, powerful warrior within you's not sleeping at the wheel. Books are going great. And how does the Central Illinois audience, how do we buy your book here, GJ?
Well, right now, all you have to do is go to powerfulwarrior.com and just click order now, and it'll walk you through the process. And right now, anybody that orders the book now, there's a discounted price over the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to bump up the price a little bit. So now's the time to get the book at thepowerfulwarrior.com.
Well, you read the book, and it's amazing. It's not just only about the game of basketball. More importantly, it's about the game of life, and it really has some sports analogies. It has analogies about the game of life and a positive side. And it's going to fire people up, isn't it?
Most definitely. And the key is you know, as a former athlete and player, you know, what do you do when you're not playing? You know, you still have to deal with life, and you still got to live life. And life is, you know, what it, you know, we still got to live life. So these are all principles that have to, you know, we have to do in order to be successful in life. And so a lot of the components that happen as an athlete and work as an athlete are applied into everyday life, and that's really part of how the book's designed.
GJ, we had Coach Brown on with you last week on our sports show and had a chance to talk to him. You're a lifetime friend. You can see why. He's such a motivator, great guy. Ended up sending me his book the other day of motivation. He really remembers where he came from, doesn't he?
He definitely does. And you know, I've been fortunate to know him since I was age 11. And you know, he's the epitome of walking the walk. And he definitely knows where he came from. He definitely knows how to inspire others, and he knows how to honor his commitments. And a lot of his teachings over the last 40 years have taught me, you know, are in the book, you know, are the basis for the book.
I had a chance to read your book, and what I love about book reading this day and age, right on my laptop or a Sony reader or whatever you might have, you don't have to grab that book. You still want to grab that book, that's fine, but you can put it right in your email. It really makes them easy reading now, doesn't it?
Most definitely, and of course the publishing industry is changing, and so you definitely have to go that route. So the book will be available in the next couple of weeks on iBooks, and it'll be available on the Amazon. So if you got the Kindle or the iPad, you'll be able to use that, and obviously a computer, and of course for everybody that's traditionalist, they can read the book as an actual book.
The playful, powerful warrior within you. And when you look at the book, give us reasons. I know we talked about it a few times on our show the last couple, 3 weeks, but what really would make someone read this book? What's one of the really things that jumps out at people in your mind that help them throughout their life?
Well, I believe it's for anybody who wants to transform their life to the next level. So you may say, hey, I've got a great life. Things are good. However, it's got components of how to teach you how to raise the bar for yourself. Also, for people who are, you know, I call it stuck wherever they're at. They're looking for, I know there's greatness within me. I know there's something out there for me to have a better life. I'm just not sure how to do that or how to apply it. And so I cover step by step how to do that in the book, because I was that person. You know, 10 years ago, I was in depression, and I was suicidal, and I just felt like I was stuck. So everything that's in the book is to help you wherever you're at to either restart or go from where you're at to the next level.
You love talking to people. You help so many people now along the way. That's a lifetime mission for you now, isn't it, to help people achieve success and get the best out of them?
Most definitely. That's my core. That's the core of me is I'm a entrepreneur, and I'm a textbook entrepreneur, and I look at things from an entrepreneurial standpoint. And I've had success and failures as an entrepreneur. And one of the things that's good about the failures is that they actually taught me more how to be successful when they did happen. So they were good learning lessons. And so I look at things as an entrepreneurial perspective, and I'm like, okay, how do I apply this and help people, and then be able to form, be able to make it profitable, and then also be able to give back. And of course, you and I were having a dialogue offline about giving back and helping other people succeed. And a portion of the book goes to Mission G, which is an entity that I set up, and missiong.org, and to give back to causes that are important, causes that I can relate to, and causes that can help other people, starting with young kids.
Well, it sounds great. And all right, you're national champ. I'm going to go my old Kentucky home. I think Coach Calipari and the Wildcats are too tough. What do you think?
Well, I definitely think if you're going to bet, then that's probably the lead horse to pick. However, if you look at what Butler and VCU have done, and also Kimball Walker, so I think Kentucky plays Kimball Walker. Oh no, that's UConn.
Yeah.
But Kimball Walker's put them on UConn on their back. If you look at VCU and Butler, and I want to go back to them and tie it to the book. The Powerful Warrior honors who they are and lives within what they're able to do, and that's a real good basis of what John Wooden personally taught me. And you focus on who you are and what you do well, and go execute to the best of your ability. And Butler and VCU have both done that, and I am just ecstatic to see those two teams do what they're doing without some of the talent and some of the big-time players that Kentucky has and even UConn has. And so I believe there's an upset in the making. It's been a tournament of upsets. And so I'm going to go with the winner of Butler VCU is going to be a surprise. And I got a feeling that Shaka has got his VCU team going to upset Butler. And I'm going to take the long shot, VCU, because everybody else has counted against them. I think it's time to go with them.
Virginia Commonwealth's your pick. I'll throw you another pick. Whatever Shaka wants to do job-wise, he can name his price after this job, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's already starting to happen, and obviously, the Butler coach is doing the same. I'm drawing a blank on that.
Brad Stevens, yeah.
Yeah, look what he's done with Butler, and done it back-to-back 2 years in a row, and they lost their best player from last year. So,
and I don't see him going anywhere. I think he's a local boy myself.
Yeah, but what's great about this, and I had this dialogue yesterday with a good friend of mine, Lester Earl, who played at LSU and then on at University of Kansas for 3 years under Roy Williams. And he said basketball is changing, and he said look at what Butler's done and look at what VCU's done. And they've got some really good athletes. And, some of the other teams that they played and competed against may have had better basketball players. They've had some really good athletes, and they formulated how to be a team. And, the other thing is they come at you with what they're good at. They do it for the whole 40 minutes, nonstop, and they've done a great job of taking these other teams out of their own game by playing their game. And I think that's going to be a big change in what's happening in college athletics when you've got these mid-majors that can go and win the main prize.
No doubt about it. And, of course, everyone likes to see the underdog. One more time, TJ, how do we order your book, The Playful, Powerful Warrior Within You?
PowerfulWarrior.com, www.powerfulwarrior.com.
Great talking to you once again. We will stay locked in throughout the year, and good luck to you, the book, and the Final Four.
Same to you, and thanks for having me again, Mark. And let's talk next week after the tournament comes to an end.
G.J. Reynolds right there. A timeout on the sports show. Back with more right after this.